Jennifer Keishin Armstrong, When Women Invented Television, the untold story of the female powerhouses who pioneered the way we watch today. Welcome to the captivating world of early television and strong, pioneering women in the industry. In Jennifer Keishin Armstrong's When Women Invented Television, explore the remarkable lives of Gertrude Berg, Erna Phillips, Betty White, and Hazel Scott, women who pushed the boundaries and made lasting impacts on television as we know it. Dive into the creation of the first TV sitcom, radio shows, talk shows, and more. This book also explores how women in the industry faced sexism, racism, and anti-Semitism in their efforts to produce groundbreaking work. Together, these extraordinary women defined the era and set the stage for television going forward.
Gertrude Berg's revolutionary sitcom. Gertrude Berg, an East Harlem-born former hotel performer, wrote, created and starred in the radio show, The Goldbergs. Berg requested CBS for a TV show slot in 1948, but they declined because the concept of a situation comedy, an untested format requiring scripts, actors and rehearsals, was new. TV being a visual medium emphasized the Jewish ethnicity of the show during the gray-suited 50s. Despite this, The Goldbergs' appeal was universal, and CBS finally agreed to produce it after finding a sponsor, Sanka. Within the show, Berg's character delivered Sanka ads, boosting its sales by 57%. Radio legend becomes TV pioneer. Erna Phillips, a powerful radio producer in the 1940s, revolutionized daytime TV with her Chicago-based soap opera. As a single mother of two, Phillips portrayed working women balancing career and family, empowering audiences. Although her first show for NBC failed due to unprepared actors, Phillips' new format for serial daytime production paved the way for many successful TV shows that followed. She faced the challenge of being visually interesting enough for television without missing a plot point, and her expertise helped her create a new genre of storytelling, the TV soap opera. Betty White's rise. Betty White's journey from a bit actor to a talk show host and her invention of a new talk show format are highlighted. White's ability to connect with her audience was key to her success. Making history through television. In the late 1940s, DuMont, a TV manufacturing company in America, ventured into creating their own programming. They recruited Hazel Scott, a talented African-American pianist who was renowned for her jazz performances and her image as a model wife and mother. Despite facing racism, she used her celebrity status to make principled stands about equality. DuMont saw her as a top-tier talent, and in 1950, she became the first black woman solo primetime host of her own show. Her successful show proved that diversity could bring in audiences, and it set the stage for inclusivity in the future of television. With a surge in the sale of TVs from 5 million in 1950 to 90% of U.S. homes owning a television in 1959, Hazel Scott and DuMont made history by breaking racial barriers in entertainment. Hollywood's Blacklist. In the 1950s, America's entertainment industry faced its greatest crisis as the House of Representatives Un-American Activities Committee, WAC, sought to stamp out communism by making false accusations against performers, writers, and broadcasters. Even the slightest whiff of an association with communism was enough to have one blacklisted and out of a job. The blacklist mainly targeted black Americans, with Philip Loeb, actor in The Goldbergs, being one of their many victims. Loeb's appearances before WAC led to CBS canceling the show, despite the efforts of Lucille Ball and others to save it. The blacklist period was one of the most sour and divisive times in the entertainment business, and it won't be forgotten easily. The downfall of female entertainers during the McCarthy era. This book recounts the stories of 3 successful female entertainers who fell victim to the anti-communist paranoia that swept through 1950s America. Despite their incredible success, Hazel Scott, Erna Phillips, and Gertrude Berg found themselves targeted by the House Un-American Activities Committee. Through a press conference, Scott demanded to speak to WAC, but her show was cancelled a week later. Phillips suffered a nervous breakdown while waiting for a response from Procter & Gamble regarding the guiding light. Berg's health deteriorated as she constantly had to defend herself and replace cast members on her show. The rise of conservatism weaponized fear of communism against Hollywood, leading to increased government harassment and a culture of suspicion and mistrust. These women's stories serve as a cautionary tale of the dangers of government overreach and the importance of protecting artistic expression and free speech. Betty White, TV pioneer. Betty White, a Hollywood actress and producer, after leaving the show Hollywood on Television, joined hands with producer George Tibbles and created the sitcom Life with Elizabeth under the production company, Bandy Productions. With this, White became one of the few women who held powerful roles as the creator, producer, and star. White battled against the male-dominated world in her unique way, creating opportunities for herself and others. Similarly, journalist Martha Roundtree challenged Senator Joseph McCarthy's witch hunt on her show, thereby creating a legacy for others. Together, leading ladies like White and Roundtree paved the way for women to have behind-the-scenes roles and fight against patriarchal practices in the television industry. TV's evolution in the 1950s. The 1950s marked the beginning of TV's mainstream popularity, with the cost of television sets dropping and programming becoming more bland. The progressive vibe of the 1940s was disappearing due to McCarthyism and big business taking over the airwaves. Lucille Ball and Desi Arnaz pioneered shooting in front of a live studio audience, and other shows followed suit. The Goldbergs became more patriarchal to fit the dominant trend, and by 1953, NBC couldn't guarantee them a time slot. The Betty White Show debuted in 1954, but wax hearings and competition with Guiding Light led to its cancellation. The legacy of Guiding Light. In 1952, Procter & Gamble gave the green light to air Guiding Light on TV, which became a hit as predicted by the show's writer, Irma Phillips. While successful in her career, Phillips felt conflicted about her portrayal of strong women characters and later regressed to more traditional roles for women on the show. Despite the entertainment industry's contempt for soap operas, Guiding Light endured for 57 years on TV as the longest-running scripted show in history. Phillips' innovative techniques of using professionals in storylines and adding organ music for drama have inspired modern-day nighttime dramas such as Grey's Anatomy. TV legends and pioneers. Betty White, Irma Phillips, Gertrude Berg, and Hazel Scott are among the TV legends and pioneers who have significantly impacted the industry's history. Betty White's career as a game show star, and more prominently, as the longest-running TV actress, propelled her to legendary status. Irma Phillips revolutionized daytime soap operas and worked on the iconic show As the World Turns. Gertrude Berg, who won a Tony for her role in A Majority of One, was the creator and star of The Goldbergs and played the Goldberg-type Sarah Greene. Hazel Scott, who was in a pioneering role as a black woman on TV, hosted The Hazel Scott Show, which has been virtually erased from television legacy. Although women of color such as Oprah Winfrey and Wendy Williams have achieved significant success in daytime TV, the progress for women of color on television has been slow overall, despite the pioneering work of Hazel Scott, Irma Phillips, Betty White, and Gertrude Berg.
As our journey with When Women Invented Television concludes, it is evident that despite the challenges they faced, Gertrude Berg, Irma Phillips, Betty White, and Hazel Scott managed to transform television and leave a lasting legacy. Their resilience amidst personal struggles, social barriers, and political strife has opened doors for many of today's popular genres, including sitcoms, talk shows, and soap operas. Their milestones, struggles, and innovations hold significance to this day, inspiring women and entertainers who continue to evolve television while seeking inclusive representation in the industry.